Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Honourable Madam Speaker, the Honourable Acting Prime Minister, the Honourable Leader of the Opposition, Honourable Ministers, Honourable Members of Parliament, ladies and gentlemen. Madam Speaker, I wish to make a statement this afternoon on the search and rescue efforts of the two Pacific Flying School pilots. Firstly, I wish to express my deepest sympathies to the families and friends of the Pacific Flying School instructor, Iliesa Tawalo, and trainee pilot, Mereliseta Lutu. Also, I wish to commend the tireless efforts of the search and rescue parties comprised of the Fiji Police Force, the Republic of the Fiji Military Forces, National Fire Authority, Airports Fiji Limited, Civil Aviation Authority of Fiji, volunteer first responders, and the Pacific Flying School, especially for the use of their air assets. Government agencies in the north and the villages of Ndonguru for their efforts in locating the wreckage and retrieving the remains of the victims. Madam Speaker, this was no easy task, and I once again acknowledge and thank these people for their perseverance despite the adverse weather conditions and the rugged terrain that they had to deal with. Madam Speaker, in response to the opposition Member of Parliament, the Honourable Moses Mulitau, his comment on the effort by my ministry and all concerned stakeholders, I would like to strongly condemn the short-sightedness and lack of substance in the claims that the Honourable Member put out in his media release of 28 February 2018. Let me first reiterate the need for all of us as members of this House to carefully consider what we put out for public consumption. There were reasons behind all the decisions made on this operation, and I will elaborate more on this later. But this was an occasion that needed careful and deliberate planning given the difficulties faced on the ground on the day. It should not be used as a platform to try and gain political mileage, particularly when families of the victims were dealing with the uncertainties regarding the lives of their loved ones. Madam Speaker, allow me to take us through the deliberate actions taken by our responders during this operation. The first Maritime Surveillance Rescue Coordination Center was informed by the Aviation Rescue Coordination Center, Nandi, on the 26th February that a Sunflower plane, registered aircraft Cessna 172, registration DQ-FTR, operated by Pacific Flying School, lost communication with air traffic control for more than 1 hour. The aircraft was conducting flight training, departing Nandi at 0730 hours, bound for Savu via Lambasa. Madam Speaker, the aircraft was fitted with what is called an automatic dependent surveillance broadcast, ADS-B, which is an air traffic surveillance technology that enables aircraft to be accurately tracked by air traffic controllers and other pilots without the need for conventional radar. The last known position was provided by the ADS-B and shared with the search and rescue team within 3 hours of the aircraft going missing. The position was verified by air traffic controllers in Lambasa and Savu. The wreckage was found close to 500 meters from the verified last known position in the vicinity of Ndele Koro in the province of Maduata. At 13:35 hours, the Fiji Rescue Coordination Center had the information available to determine the initial search and rescue area. At 13:40 hours, the Provincial Administrator Maduata, Police Special Response Unit North, and the RFMF Military Operations North were informed of the situation. The Divisional Police Commander North was identified and assumed the role of on-scene commander duties. Bad weather, Madam Speaker, heavy rain and low clouds on that afternoon and the next day hampered the search and rescue operations. On Wednesday, 28 February, the weather improved with search commencing at 0730 hours, with the 2 helicopters searching the ridgeline of Ndele Koro. At 1031 hours, sighting of the aircraft crash into the cliff was confirmed approximately 2.5 kilometers southeast of Dongoro village. At 1100 hours, the search teams regrouped in Dongoro village for a coordinated effort to access the wreck site and confirming the 2 deceased bodies on site. The crash area was declared a crime scene, and an investigation team from the Civil Aviation Authority of Fiji and the Fiji Police Force forensic team arrived on the scene at 1630 hours to provide guidelines on the retrieval of the bodies, collection of evidence, and the continuation of the investigation. Madam Speaker, both remains of the 2 pilots were brought down from the wreckage on Thursday, 1st of March, to Dongoro village by helicopter and then transported by road to Lambasa Hospital. CAF and an independent investigator have taken the lead for the investigation phase. The wreckage has now been recovered. Madam Speaker, the delay in the decision to deploy our air search teams was not a result of delays in the processes which the Honorable Ambulitavu referred to, but was a deliberate decision based on the unfavorable weather conditions that existed at the time. It would be unreasonable for us to put our aerial search teams out when visibility was almost none. In addition, we do not want to risk losing additional lives when common sense dictates that it would be untenable to deploy those assets and responders in unfavorable flying and search conditions. Pacific Flying School used their assets during the first and second day, but were unable to locate the site because of very poor weather conditions. Madam Speaker, I would also like to comment on the suggestion made by the Honorable Ambulitavu on his release to give parachutes to air travelers. It baffles me to think that an honorable member of this House would make such baseless and misleading statements in public. Parachutes are not considered a life-saving equipment for all fixed-wing aircrafts. The most basic training requires several hours of theory and several practical jumps with experienced jumpers before a layperson such as a passenger on a commercial flight can even consider making that jump. Madam Speaker, jumping out of a fixed-wing aircraft with a parachute with or without training is more than likely to be met with a fatal outcome. And I humbly urge members of this House to take some time to think through issues before we put them out for public consumption. Madam Speaker, my ministry has conducted a debriefing session last week on Friday, on the 9th of March, on this incident, and there were lessons learned. As a result, my ministry intends to incorporate the findings from this experience before we finalize the draft search and rescue manual by June this year to enhance such operations in Fiji. The proposed search and rescue bill, which we hope to present in Parliament this year, empowers agencies, in particular the establishment of the Fiji Rescue Coordination Center and the subsequent alignment of the 3 classes of search and rescue, namely land, maritime, and aeronautical search and rescue to the Rescue Coordination Center. Madam Speaker, this establishment is envisaged to align and put in place the existing fragmented responses into a more coordinated approach in terms of resource deployment and command and control. Madam Speaker, in the search and rescue concept, all advisory councils, touring corps, in villages and informal settlements will be empowered under the search and rescue manual to initiate initial response to any distress call or incidents, whether it be land, maritime, or aeronautical, and guided by the Rescue Coordination Center. The advisory councils and the touring corps will undergo the necessary training with basic search and rescue knowledge, and we have already completed the first training in the Western Division 2 months ago. Madam Speaker, the Ministry, as part of the new establishment, will request through the normal budgetary process to increase the search and rescue allocation in the next financial year to support the new machinery of search and rescue in Fiji. Madam Speaker, in conclusion, I again express my deepest sympathies to the families and friends of the deceased pilots. I'd like to assure this August House of Government's commitment on enhancing Fiji's search and rescue response mechanism. my ministry will continue to work together with all concerned stakeholders to ensure that we continue to improve on our search and rescue capability. Thank you, Madam Speaker.